Hello, my name is Victoriya Merinchyk. I am the student of Kyiv National Music Academy, named after Tchaikovsky. Today I will tell you about my vision of reality being represented in musical art. Art has been in humans' lives since the very beginning of humanity. It existed and developed for thousands of years and finally reached the point where it is as we know it now. All forms of art are dedicated to show, explain, or recreate reality, but each of them does it in its own unique way. For example, we can think about realism paintings, which show us everything exactly as it is, or about antique sculptures, which show us ancient standards of beauty. They reflect objective reality, which is seen by everyone with their eyes in the same way. Also, art can represent something bigger than just things that exist and are common for everyone. It can represent subjective reality. Why is subjective reality so important? Because it's a reality every person lives. Even more, though there are multiple realities, one for each human being, and its content depends on multiple factors. These factors differ from place of birth and cultural habits to a person's own life experience. Also, if objective reality is data, statistics, or historical facts, subjective reality is stories and experience, feelings and impressions. I believe that the greatest success at reflecting subjective reality was gained by musical art. First of all, music is a process, so it can represent not only a situation or a character, but the whole story can be recreated in one piece. Secondly, music art has a lot of ways to show us exactly what it needs to show and to do it accurately. For example, this could be dynamics, harmony, melody, rhythm, strokes, etc. And last, but not the least, impression of music art is created not only by a composer or a performer, but also by a listener. In my opinion, this is the best way to represent subjective reality. Composers of the 20th century, especially expressionists, were not only showing or reflecting reality, they made their listeners feel it and live through it while watching the performance. The objective reality was shown from someone's perspective, so it became subjective. Then, through a performance, which is objective reality, this subjective reality reaches the listener and creates another subjective reality in their mind. This way, public can experience and understand it more clearly. This is the power of music art. Arnold Shoenberg was one of these composers. In his music, objective reality is described through personal experience. Survivor from Warsaw is an 8-minute oratorio written by Shoenberg. The theme of this oratorio is the story of a person who survived Holocaust. This person tells us about their experience of rebellion at the Warsaw ghetto. Though it is not historically accurate, it is accurate at reflecting the common sense of historical period. This piece is full of emotions, and composers make us feel them as clearly and strongly as possible. This is meant for us to understand the historical horror of a real event from objective reality through experiencing the subjective one. To mirror this reality in the best way and in a full motion, composers use unusual techniques. This way, instead of using traditional vocals, he uses rhythmic recitative built on one note. This creates similarity with the real process of speaking. Instead of traditional system, he uses the decaphonic technique. It allows for creating reality and the emotional state of the historical occurrence more accurately. The work with timbres is incredible. Winds and strings are perfectly showing anxious state of mind and the feeling of danger, which is leading to the tragic final. There also are some more elements of recreating non-musical sounds. A sound of a whistle recreated by high-registered trills. In my opinion, it's really important that reality can be recreated in music art, especially as hard and as important themes like this one. Arnold Shoenberg wrote this